I welcome you all for the wireless communication lecture module. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about time division multiple accesses. So, in earlier lecture, we have discussed about the frequency division multiple access. In frequency division multiple access, each user assigned with a different set of frequencies, and all the users can able to transmit at the same time. In case of the time division multiplexing, here we are using a single carrier frequency for all the users, but the users will able to access with the different time slots. So look at the above figure. Each user occupies a cyclically repeating time slot. So a channel may thought of as a particular time slot so that it reoccurs every frame, where n number of slots comprises a frame. TDMA system transmits a data into buffer and burst method. So here the transmission is in a non-continuous manner for any user. So unlike FDMA, this is system which accommodate analog FM. Here we are using a digital data in case of a TDMA system. So this is the TDMA frame format which is represented in the figure. So here one TDMA frame format consists of a preamble and then information bits, and then at the end it has a trial bits. So each of the information bits is again classified into n number of slots. Again, if you are taking each slots consist of a trial bits, synchronization bits, information data, and a guard bits. So this is the frame structure of a one TDMA frame. So here the preamble contains of the addresses and the synchronization information, because here the data are transmitted as a burst and data are transmitted in a cyclic manner. So it requires a synchronization at the receiving end. So here the guard times is also used, which allows the synchronization between the number of slots at the receiver end. So different TDMA wireless standard will have a different frame structure. That the frame structure is not a common for the all TDMA frames. The TDMA frame for different wireless standards we have different types of TDMA frame structure. So next we are going to discuss about the features of the TDMA system. So the TDMA shares, as I have mentioned, it is shares a single carrier frequency which served with several users. So where each user uses non-overlapping time slots. The time slots will change over here, but the carrier frequency will remains common for all the slots. Okay, so the data transmission in case of TDMA, it is not in a continuous manner because of it transmits the data in bursts. So it results a low battery consumption, which is advantage of a TDMA over FDMA. So because of the discontinuous transmission in TDMA, so the handoff process is much simpler for a subscriber unit, since it is able to listen for the base stations during the ideal time slots. So that makes the handoff is easy in case of a TDMA system. So here the mobile in TDMA system normally will use a mobile assisted handoff. So, in case of FDMA system, we are required duplexes at the transmitter and the receiver end. But in case of TDMA, here the data are using a different time slot, so there is no need of duplexes at transmitting as well as the receiving end. But in case of TDMA, we need to use one adaptive utilization, which is necessary in case of TDMA system, because we are transmitting data into different time slots and data are in bursts. So there must be a equalization and synchronization at the receiver end. So the adaptive utilization is necessary in case of a TDMA. The TDMA guard time should be minimized. In case of FDMA, the frequency may have a overlap, so we have a guard time that has to be differentiate one frequency from other frequency. But in case of TDMA, the guard time should be minimized so that the time can be extended with the help of data slots. And then the only drawback of TDMA is that it requires high synchronization at the receiver end. So if you want to measure the efficiency of the TDMA, the efficiency of the TDMA depends upon the percentage of transmitted data that contains only information. That contains information defines the efficiency of the TDMA. So as I have mentioned, the frame efficiency is a percentage of bits per frame which contains the transmitted data alone. We should not consider the preamble or tail bits or guard bits. We cannot consider, only the information will defines the efficiency of the TDMA frame. So the number of overhead beds per frame can be calculated with the equation number 2. So B overhead is equal to NRBR plus NTBP plus NTBG plus NRBG. So the number of traffic bus per frame, the number of overhead bits per frame, and BP is the number of overhead bits per preamble, and BG is the equivalent bit God time bits. Okay. So the total number of bits per frame BT is equal to TF into R. So the frame efficiency of the Tdma is given by the formula. Efficiency is equal to 1 divided by BOH divided by BT in terms of, we are measuring in terms of efficiency percentage, so we need to multiply this with the 100. So the number of channels in a TDMA calculated by using the given formula. So n equal to m into b total minus 2 into b guard band divided by the channel bandwidth. So if you are substituting these values over here, we can define the number of bits which can be transmitted over a single TDMA frame. So this is concept of a TDMA. So to summarize this, in FDMA we are using different frequencies to transmit the information, but in case of TDMA we are using a single carrier frequency but transmit with the help of different time slots. Okay, so in FDMA we require duplexes at the transmitting and receiving end, but in case of TDMA we don't want to have a duplexes at the transmitting and receiving end. The only thing is here that TDMA the data are transmitted as a burst, so we need a adaptive utilization and synchronization which is required with the receiving end. And then the efficiency of the TDMA that can be calculated using the number of bits that has been, only information bits that has been transmitted through a single frame, that defines the efficiency of the TDMA system. So using this formula we can able to calculate the number of bits which can be transmitted using a TDMA system. This is the summary of a TDMA system. So thank you.